Hello and welcome to another video of Edenic Gardens, and this video is an update about the progress we've made on our country property, and we hope you enjoy.
This is our vision, this is our dream. Come along with us.
Welcome to Edenic Gardens. Hope you enjoy this timeline of the progress of work on the land. One of our major concerns was security. For this reason, we purchased some game cameras, and we also purchased some heavy-duty cattle gate, which our very dear friends and now new neighbors helped us install. Here we are transporting our equipment from our residence to our friend's property, who so kindly offered to keep it there until we can secure our land a bit better. It took us quite a long time. We had to use the tractor to load each attachment onto the trailers, and we had to use all of our 3 vehicles and 3 trailers to pull everything. After a tiresome night, we finally were able to bring our equipment to our land. Fortunately, it was only 10 minutes from our friend's house to our property, and we were excited to finally have all of the equipment on the land, making it far more convenient and easier to work. My husband was particularly excited to get the equipment to the land since he had purchased the equipment months in advance before even having a specific land in sight. And many people thought he was maybe a bit foolish for getting the equipment before the land, but it proved to be a right decision. Very overgrown, in desperate need of brush or bush hogging, and thankfully Jahida, my very dear friend, has experience, so she willingly offered and did a great job. It was a lot. We greatly appreciate all her assistance throughout this process and other friends as well. We had to purchase 20 feet 12-inch culverts. Initially, we started with 2, but ended up putting 4 for a total of 80 feet of culvert. The previous owner gave us a hand in widening the entrance and installing 2 of the culverts, and a week later we added 2 more. self-service on the land, we had to select a spot to temporarily house the RV. So we selected a spot which worked pretty good, but we had to move it one more time. So my husband used our new tractor and the bucket to scrape and level a couple spots which we used for the RV and later on for a shed. Providentially, we found the land, closed on it, and had some spots cleared in time to have our RV delivered, which had been in the shop for a few months due to some warranty and other repair. And the same day, we also got our truck back, which was also in the shop for the same amount of time. Getting tired of moving our tools around or storing them in a couple of the vehicles that we had left on site, we finally purchased a shed. It was 12 by 24 feet, which was ample space enough to store everything we needed and some, with 2 lofts. So we were very grateful to have somewhere where we could efficiently organize the tools. My husband tried to clear the field where the orchard will be to help cut cost, but the bulldozer was a much better tool for the job because it can do in an hour what it took many days to do, especially with the difficult roots, which were deceiving, appearing to be small, but rather large and quite stubborn. We didn't want to take down the trees, but in the orchard area it was necessary in order to clear everything in preparation to sow some grass seeds. We had little time being in October. We only had a couple weeks left to be able to sow. It was very exciting to see the progress on the driveway being cleared and prepared for gravel, as well as the shop and shed area. After a couple days, we can see a great difference in the driveway, and the road was now ready for gravel. Never had thought that gravel could be exciting, but it was as we drove to the entrance and the first loads of gravels were already laid out. It was so nice to drive on gravel versus dusty roads. The dust was getting in our throats, in our eyes, in our hair, and everywhere. So it was such a relief to finally have something a bit cleaner.
spend almost $1,000 just to move the shed, which is what the company that originally delivered would charge us. So thankfully, the gentleman on site helped us with my husband's risky idea, but prayerfully it worked, and the shed was not torn apart in the process as the rest of us feared, nor was anyone hurt. One of the gravel drivers said that this was a redneck thing we just did, and I told him we consider it to be the Cape Verdean way. This is a week later after installing the initial 2 culverts in the entrance. We added 2 more as stated in the beginning of the video. More galvanized or metal culverts, or tiles as I've learned they're called. This time we purchased 4 20 feet 15-inch galvanized tiles to use soon in another part of the driveway that is still underway. For this part, it will be used where there's running water that meets through, so this way we can prevent the road being washed out. After clearing the field and preparing it and removing all the roots as much as possible and some rocks, it was time to pick up some fertilizer and seeds. We had purchased several bags from a different store, but we came to this bulk location and purchased fertilizer, which was 18-24-12 was the mix, the blend, and also some Kentucky 31 fescue grass, which we're told is very hardy and grows all year long. I do believe they overcharged us here, but what's done is done. With the purchase of the bulk fertilizer comes the rental of the buggy, which is the spreader. This one was 40 feet wide, which allows you to cover more ground in less time, making it far more convenient. They had a really neat setup which you drive through, and there's seeds that are on a conveyor belt, and they mix each part. We had 18-24-12, I believe, was the mixture. Since our tractor was in service for its first 50-hour use oil change, our friend Jahida was able to borrow a neighbor's tractor to sow the seeds. We had really little time before the end of the sowing season. After the fertilizer, we used the same machine to sow Kentucky 31 grass, but for a smaller portion of the land, we used the little green John Deere spreader that we had attached to our quad. We are very grateful for God's rich blessings towards our family and helping us achieve much in a few weeks' time, with, of course, the assistance and exceptional support of friends and neighbors. Continue this journey with us to see further development of Edenic Gardens, the rest of the driveways, pond, animals, and eventually our house. I hope you enjoy. Take care. If you're curious or interested, like and subscribe.